All right, folks, welcome on back here this Wednesday afternoon, May 11th, shortly after 2:30 p.m. Eastern Time. Welcome on back here for our afternoon meeting. Great to see, or perhaps rejoining us perhaps now. Nina, Johannes, Michael, I saw Norman, Bill. Great to see all of you rejoining us perhaps live inside the Cyber Group room. And if you're rejoining us back on social media, Facebook Live or YouTube, welcome on back as well. Where do we begin, folks? Where do we begin? It's been a steep drop off across the afternoon up until right now. We're starting to get a little short covering, but that's not going to last us too long. History has kind of shown us this week. So for right now, I mean, I'd be more focused on the short side, looking for a lower high. Coinbase, I mean, for right now, Coinbase down over 25%, but making a pretty good dead cat bounce right now off of 50. So, hey, we had this on the morning watch list. It was a nice short. And then going into the early afternoon here, it's been a pretty good call off the 50 level. So easily enough, I'll just put this on our watch list to begin. Coinbase. Rip off a sheet of paper there. Bill asks, are we having fun yet? It's like, what movie is this? Is it Gladiator? Is it? He's like, are you not entertained? It's like, is it that? I mean, really, this is a great day for day trading. It's a great day for shorting, obviously. Clearly not a good day for long-term portfolios and whatnot. But, hey, that's why, it certainly pays to be a member inside this live trading room, pays to be a student, most importantly, and learn how to short and learn how to ultimately follow the smart money, right? So, hey, this could be easy to say, but for as much as Coinbase gapped down and dropped off when the market opened up, all right, well, we would typically focus on whole number levels, 50-cent price levels. For Coinbase, really not 50-cent levels, actually like mainly just dollar levels to begin. But aside from dollar levels, how about $5 levels? And aside from $5, how about $10 levels? So, when you look at a price like $50, $10 increment, half century number, that's clearly going to be a psychological level, clearly going to be just a large volume level on top of that. And that's what led to a nice bounce so far on Coinbase. All right. So we'll see what we could put on our watch list here alongside Coinbase. I'm not going to find much from the gainer side. I do know that to begin. So, we'll try and go through the gainer side here pretty quick. One thing that I'll find likely on the gainers list is UVXY, which, although the market's dropped off, UVXY, SQQQ, VIXY, all of those ended up, breaking out and running up pretty nicely heading into the early afternoon. So we'll see what we can catch. RGLS. I skipped over this, but it's AFI. I will go back to it. Let me start off on AFI. I'd be remiss to not begin with number one technically. AFI ended up running up pretty nicely earlier. Now it's just like pretty flat. So for the afternoon, it's got to prove itself a little bit more to us during this meeting. I'll write it down on the side list, come back to it maybe at the end. Same to be said on RGLS. Actually, I'm more interested in the AFI, if anything, as of right now, but, same to be said on both. QTech here, I mean, this thing's been popping up on my Benzinga scanner like every 5 minutes, and it's been a dud. It's been like, honestly, like just a dud. Ended up like kind of spiking up throughout the morning, popped up towards 250-ish and then pulled back down, but it's not really doing a whole lot since. The only thing that you could hope for is for it to, make a sudden breakout heading into the afternoon, heading into 3 o'clock. And, hey, right now, would it hurt us to put this on the watch list? No, but let's just see if there's anything looking a lot better. Again, I'll kind of pair this with AFI at least, come back to these at the end. You hear my computer in the background by any means, like if you don't, all right, but if you hear like any like rumbling in the background of my voice right now, my computer, I don't know what's going on with it today. I gotta reboot it, turn it off for a little bit. All right, let's see what we have here. Hopefully it doesn't blow up during this meeting. CRGE, nice little run up from earlier today, but it was low volume. We really didn't focus on this stock throughout the morning. It's actually like really my first look at it right now. So I don't think that any one of us had, called this out heading into the, afternoon here, but ended up making a nice bounce off of 335, pushing up here a bit, towards the VWAP. It looks like it's the second test of 360 area, right around the VWAP there. So perhaps the more times they can kind of pin at it here and test at it, poke at it, we can get a nice breakout. But again, nothing really too noteworthy about this that I really want to harp on, that I really want to follow. H&R Block. I don't know if this is earnings related. It kind of looks like a buyout looking just at like how flat it is, but I'll at least take a look at the news on this one. If it's like just like earnings related, the fact that it's at the highs here, trending back up a little bit. All right, I'm a little interested. Yeah, so it looks like earnings from yesterday afternoon, they ended up I guess their earnings may have been in line, so to say. Their EPS beat the estimate, sales beat the estimate. So, all right, cool. I mean, hey, at the highs right now, pushing up pretty nicely. Let me just take a look on the daily chart. We'll put this on the main list here. I like this. Uncle Sam's knocking here. It seems like H&R Block making a big push up over the last year and a half since the pandemic, ultimately, but making a push back up towards the highs that we had back from. I think this is just like April time. All right, so at least we got one on the way up here. H&R Block, HRB. BWV here, not really doing a whole lot right now. I have a line at 573, which is likely some sort of like daily chart level I ended up noting back from like a week ago or so. And, I mean, it's above that price right now, but otherwise here I ended up making a nasty shake, right around 1 o'clock Eastern. So I'm not expecting that to make another big move back up here before the afternoon. All right, let's kind of skim down the gainer side just to see if there's any other like known names that I'm like familiar with here, which I really don't see. So, I mean, not too surprising, right? So, we expected that, but it's just to say, let's hop on over to the losers list, see what we can find there. View down big, 44-cent stock. Not really too particular about that. Red box from today, unfortunately, for as much as this squeezed up. And, hey, we did really well on this trade after the open. Ran up pretty nicely, got halted at first, then, really just continued to push up from like 330-ish upwards towards like close to 6. Then, well, look at it now. So, yeah, you got to realize, I mean, it goes exactly to what I had said, if not on Redbox, and I'll be honest, I forgot if I said it on Redbox or the, EMBK trade or on the VERU stock. But I know I said this from the morning meeting when I covered him for Fausto here. And, by the way, really quick, he'll be back tomorrow for all of us on Facebook Live, YouTube for all of us live inside the Cyber Group room. I believe at least Fausto should be back tomorrow morning. But I said earlier today that on a short squeeze like this, when the volume dies off, so does the stock. So with that, well, here we go. Volume died off. And what happened after the volume died off? Well, I'll even kind of like give it a few minutes here. Once it kind of broke under 5, it's nearly 2 points lower. That's horrific. So, unless if you could short this, no business with this one here. All right, you. You know what's interesting? We have you. We have you, which we have traded in the past. And then we have you. I don't know if there was just you. Double check on that. We've traded all of these in the past. Nope, no W. All right, this is the first time we've traded just single U. Interesting. But, hey, ended up dropping off going into the market open. Dead cat bounced actually pretty nicely, a little bit afterwards. So didn't really make that continued push up until right around 11 o'clock Eastern time. Ended up, consolidating over and under 33. And once it really broke back under 33 and moved away from that consolidation area, it ended up dropping back down quite nicely. So, hey, I could easily put this on our list. It's just, beginning to bounce back up right now. I think the only gripe that I would have on this stock, if anything, to like follow here for the next, 80 minutes of the day, it's that it's like just trading a lot of volume today compared to what it does on an average. And it traded a lot just yesterday prior to, I guess the earnings that came out. So even to say like prior to yesterday, the stock was trading 3.7 mil on average, which, hey, by all measures, for all of us live inside the trading room, that's like a great stock to like kind of follow on the side, perhaps. A stock trading like 3 to 5 million shares per day. And, if it's one that like has a liquid order book, that's like, very basic underlying criteria for a sideless stock, right? So it's to say today, this one's trading nearly, well, going to be 43 million shares, and might just be more exhausted now than anything. So, I'll put it on our list because we don't really have a big list to begin. We only have coin and H&R blocks. So, it's not too big right now. We'll definitely jump to some side list stocks here, see, in either direction the market goes in. We'll see if, some like trades like NEO or AMC or, the airlines or cruise lines could follow. Got INO down big, Coinbase already on the list. No other real familiar names here, at least that I see. Novavax would be the only one I'd be like kind of interested in. Ended up making a huge drop today from like 53 down to like 50 or down to 42. Sub 43. Again, I'd say the same on this, but this one does trade a lot of volume, day to day, and it's not really trading that much more compared to what it does. So, is there a chance that this could, make a bigger or better move here heading into the afternoon? Perhaps. You know what? I'm kind of selling myself here on putting Novavax on our watch list for right now. All right, so NVAX we'll put on our list. Let's see. I don't really see much else though here. Let's just jump to like the Neos, the airlines, cruise lines, and all the other sideless stocks for right now. Neo pretty flat. It ended up getting crushed earlier today. This was like such a good short today. If you follow me here in the afternoons on social media, you know that I tend to look at Neo quite a bit, some other stocks too. But this one is like my bread and butter of late. Just such a good short right away. Not right away, I should say, but as soon as I ended up jumping in on the short, ended up providing as a great trade, especially from the opening print. Once it broke under that, that's really when it ended up going smooth sailing. So that 1380 level ended up providing as a great level to try and take the trade from. Just took a little while to get the gears going from 1380. Once it broke away from it, it ended up dropping off really nicely with the market. AMC, if you were able to get the shares, really good short there as well. DraftKings, same to be said there. After the squeeze up early on this morning, ended up dropping off quite nicely. American Airlines, not a whole lot really to write home about with these stocks right now, folks. Hey, if the market ends up making like a more convincing move upward heading into the close, or if it ends up tailing back down, I'm sure these will, act accordingly, but there's nothing really special about any of them right now. Hate to break it to us, folks. Not every watch list is going to be big, or not every watch list is going to have like a whole bunch of like A+ opportunities. So, I truly believe that the 4 I put on the watch list so far, Coinbase, H&R Block, you and Novavax are the best to start off with. But if there is a sideless stock that you particularly do well on more days than not, then put that stock on your personal main list, if anything. You know what I mean? Oh, Boris inside our live trading room. Good evening from Nottingham, England. Boris, good evening, and welcome aboard to our live trading room. Ron says the old saying, stocks in May and walk away. Sell in May and walk away, right? I think that was it. Yeah, I guess that prevails here. Hey, I think I had one of us on YouTube like a couple weeks back saying like, May was going to be such a hot month because historically it is and whatnot. I said, not to guarantee any direction. I'm just saying like, don't put all of your weight in just like that one historical trend. I learned that the hard way in Q4 with crypto. All right, Bill says AFRM potential dead cat bounce. Yeah, for as much at least as AFRM has dropped off the last 5 days now, this could be a better sideless stock to follow and put on the main list at least. Very liquid, decent spread for right now. 11,000 share order on the bid sitting there at 15.59. So you know what? I like this one in particular, the AFRM trade. That's where I'll also take a look at, like, what was the other one? Like Upstart, UPST. For as volatile as this one has been, and for as much as this one dropped off from yesterday, namely the gap down, or it's already making a hell of a squeeze, right? So a little late to the party on Upstart for right now, but I wouldn't mind putting, this one on our watch list here. I do a lot of talking here sometimes, folks. Get a little short wire into the brain here every now and then. So, all right. If there's anything else up, down, left, right, more than 5%, just type it in the chat board. Just let me know. It says MTTR bottomed out yet. Yes, I mean, it's like near the highs. It's up over 9%. Making that dead cat bounce from the last few days as well. I feel like this one's more likely to kind of like stall out here heading into the close, but it's actually showing some good strength here. Hey, it doesn't hurt us to put this one on our list. MTTR. It's the type of stock that you would want to follow here for the close, at least up big or up, decently big and, pretty liquid. The CSSE is buying Redbox for 87 cents, or for 87 cents per share, all share deal. John, is that true? I gotta look that up afterwards. We're gonna finish up this meeting here in just a second, but I mean, it goes to show that Redbox taking a huge hit. There's a long ways to go to get down to 87 cents. So. All right, I'll tell you what, I think that we're just about good to go. I don't have anything else on social media, or at least on YouTube Live. I don't have the Facebook chat open for this meeting here, but I know that the audio is good to go for this meeting. I triple checked that for all of us that were joining me in the morning meeting. I ended up realizing the mic was off or not on for YouTube for about 5 minutes in. So I appreciate you folks bearing with me there. I ended up learning from my mistake. How about that? If you have any other questions or thoughts, comments, suggestions, anything that you would want to send over my way here from social media, send it right on over to josh@ctutrading.com. I always like to post my email here at the end of these streams. All right, folks. But aside from that, for all of us live inside Cyber Group, Bill, Ron, and John, and Leda, and Boris, welcome aboard. And Patrick and Jeffrey, and all of us otherwise, I look forward to speaking to you folks coming up right at 3:30 Eastern. Take care.
Become a Cyber Group member today. Just click the link below and receive all these amazing products and a world of knowledge for just $9. Do it today.